Serenity Funeral Home. We are a family-owned and operated funeral home where we offer complete personalized funeral services, leading our community in funeral and cremation services. Make an appointment for your pre-need and at-need arrangements by calling us at 702-647-0123. Once again, that number is 702-647-0123. Serenity Funeral Home, caring for your loved ones as if they're our own.
Chico Sticks, Pickles, Jolly Ranchers, Mary Jane's, Pop Rocks, Lemon Heads. Should I go on? Bitter Honey, Freeze Cups, Candy Cigarettes. Listen, how about you make your way down to the modern-day Candy Lady and see all of this and more? Satisfy that sweet tooth Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Sight and Sound Candy and more. Follow us on IG at Sight and Sound Candy and on Facebook at Sight and Sound Candy. We are located at 1000 North Martin Luther King on the corner of Washington and MLK. Give us a call, 702-648-4444. Again, that number, 702-648-4444. Thank you.
Broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas, you're tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Yo, you tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Welcome to Let the Ball Bounce. It's your boy Sherm in the building.
The hostess with the mostest.
Yeah. I got my road dog with me, Bill, Blockham, Logan.
Yeah.
You know, so it's we doing a duo today. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Dre Bailey. He's doing this coaching thing. If y'all didn't know, he coaches women's volleyball. So he's out there teaching them, some Karate-isms.
Yeah.
Some indoor type of volleyball, but he's doing a good job over there. Those kids are getting some tutoring from somebody who knows sports, how to get them in shape. Then shout out to Goose, who's out of town in Pittsburgh. I don't know why he would elect from going from 80-degree weather to that East Coast cold, but they'll be calling in today to give their feedback as well, but it'll be me and Bill today holding it down. And of course, we got Quan on the ones and twos, bringing you all the hot music in the background that you hear to keep the show moving the right way.
Woo.
So look, we're going to get into this today because the page has been hot all week for things that's not necessarily happening on the field. But before we even get into that, Bill, tell me, how was your week, man?
My week was great as usual. Never bad.
Never bad.
How did Big Boy say it on Idlewild?
What did he say?
He said somebody's never bad. The day's never bad. So
you just make the best of it, right?
I make the best of the day and get it done.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
How was your week?
You know what? Can't complain either. Trying to get into this new workout routine. We've been working out for years.
Yeah.
But you know how you start to plateau a little bit? Mm-hmm. I'm at one of those plateau phases, so I did this kickboxing class the other night. Had me drenched in sweat, and gave me an opportunity to take some frustration out on some of those heavy bags. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I'll be doing that for the next couple weeks.
I mean, you have to, I haven't taken any classes, but what I do is I try to change up the routines that I do. I might do a different chest exercise, routine than I do, from last week.
Mm-hmm.
Shoulder, arm, legs or whatever. So I just try to switch it up, less reps to 25 reps.
Right.
So.
See, my issue is that I don't like being above 200 pounds, right? So when I go heavy with weights, I don't. But I'm still out there playing football, man. Yeah. So that extra weight be dangerous on my knees, man. I'll when I want to bulk up, I'll get above that weight, and then I'll chisel down. Yeah. And then I go into these different modes.
Yeah.
I want to try to find a balance, and I've been doing this for decades now. But
when I was playing, I was like around 225. But when I got my diagnosis for diabetes, I lost weight. So I'm down like the 2 210, 211.
You look good
Yeah.
though, man.
Yeah.
You know, we always talking about it. Then you posting your gym pics, you know, doing some leg press of about 2,000 pounds.
Hey, I gotta keep them sticks strong. You know, they might not be big, but you know, I can push a little weight.
Man, I'm the same way, man. I can't
Yeah.
get no size in my
No
thighs,
size.
man.
You
Just
know.
I got sprinter legs, man.
Yeah.
You know,
That's what I was. I was a sprinter, long jump, triple jumper. You know, like all that was in the same category. So
Yep.
you know, well, it is what it is. You know.
Anybody got some tips out there to help us bulk up our sticks?
Yeah.
You know, I know
They say it's genetics.
it is. It is, because if you watch some of these sprinters in the Olympics, it's watch them do workout routines,
Yeah.
and they squat in big weight, but legs skinny as a mug.
Yeah.
So, you know, look, ladies, if you like guys with skinny legs, you can always come to the show and sit in the audience and watch.
Skinny legs.
Skinny legs. Or built like a molar. So,
Not like they're not that bad. You know?
might have bad.
Yeah.
So I'll fall on that sword. My leg's skinny. So, you know, I'll fall on that sword.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So we want to get into some of the news, and all week we've been talking about this Odell Beckham Jr. rumors. Early in the week, he was disgruntled. Last week, his pops did this video showing how he's purposely not being targeted. And of course, OBJ checkmarked it, so the rumors started flying. The Browns sat him down, said, you know what? Don't even come to practice. We good. Next day, don't come to practice. We good again.
Yeah.
And finally, they orchestrated and negotiated his release, and he's on the open market. Now, we both have our feelings toward players when they want to work their way out of a organization and when they try to exercise their power within it. But how do you feel about the whole Odell Beckham Jr. situation?
I think that his pops kind of overstepped his boundaries by doing what he did and releasing it to social media and all that stuff. Odell, to me, as far as how he's been since he's been in Cleveland, is way different than it's been when he was in New York. No temper tantrums. He's been pretty much a model dude. He hasn't really been in the media. He hasn't really talked about in the media about how he's not getting targeted a lot. You know, but you know, at the end of the day, it's just not working there. And it's a quarterback issue.
Okay, expand on that.
I think that it's just the quarterback just cannot get a chemistry with him for whatever reason. You know,
Now,
for whatever reason.
There's people who say it's personal, where Baker Mayfield wants to be the star, and right now Odell, I mean, he's one of the biggest stars in the NFL. Period. So, do you think it's Baker Mayfield purposely, like his father, tried to insinuate, purposely not trying to get Odell the ball?
That could be, because if Odell was putting up New York type numbers and, you know, scoring and doing his dancing and all that would take a lot of stuff away from Baker. It would take a lot of, I'm not gonna say endorsements away, but you know, the fans would love to see Odell score long touchdowns and a lot of touchdowns, and be, you know, flamboyant and be active with the crowd when he scores and all that stuff. But it could be an issue with Baker. I hope that's not it. I hope they're all grown enough and professional enough to not let stuff get like they get to them.
But see, here's the problem, because with winning comes endorsements.
Yeah.
Now, Baker Mayfield is on TV commercials more than any other athlete in football. Progressive commercials are on every commercial break. Even when they do the Heisman House.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Heisman House. Every commercial has an emphasis on Baker Mayfield, which I find that real weird.
Weird.
Because Reggie Bush was a beast.
Yeah.
Barry Sanders is the greatest college running back of all time. Records would never be, nobody's ever going to rush for 39 touchdowns in a season.
And 2,700 yards.
Exactly. No one's ever going to do that. I don't believe so.
No.
So Earl Campbell, Herschel Walker, all these Heismans, but everything is focused around Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
I always found that strange on how he's the number one focal point in these commercials among the greats. So if he's afraid of giving Odell more shine, Baker, you're getting it. And by winning, you're going to get even more.
Exactly.
You had a prime opportunity. And we're saying that if this is his feelings, if you feel that getting Odell Beckham the ball more is going to take shine from you, you're going to win. So that's going to just add more to you. Like Aaron Rodgers isn't, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but Aaron Rodgers not afraid of giving Devontae Adams the ball.
Absolutely not.
No.
That's how you win.
Right. Pat Mahomes not afraid of giving Tyreek Hill the ball.
No.
So I don't get it either. I watched the video. I will say though, now obviously I'm at no level of them. I just play quarterback in a rec flag football league. But when you take that snap, you're not thinking about no personal beef or anything like that. You're trying to hit the open man. So I can't really see Baker Mayfield purposely not trying to get him the ball.
But we've heard of quarterbacks tuning receivers out.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Yes.
Maybe they're tired of hearing them talking about, man, I'm open, throw the ball, and they still don't throw them the ball. I mean, I played receiver in high school and college, so I had to temper myself. when it came to do, okay, you
want to give me the damn ball.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna be open, throw it, okay, but I wouldn't dare go back to the huddle and say, man, throw me the damn ball, and all that stuff. That's
I did. See, before I messed up my knees, I was a receiver, and I was one of those quiet receivers too. But I had some diva qualities. Every receiver does. Cause a receiver, you're on the island and you can do everything. You can beat your man off the jam. You can blow past him, make him fall. But if that quarterback don't throw you the ball, you're gonna come back to the huddle like, you saw me open.
And in high school, I played with a team that ran the ball and probably threw the ball maybe 6 times a game. So when they did throw the ball, man, it was like, please throw it.
We had the same issue
because
we ran wing T.
I might not see the ball again. in the rest of the game.
But see, here's what's crazy. So a year ago or more, when OBJ first got there, it looked like Baker Mayfield was forcing the ball to him, trying to get him the ball, and his numbers were worse. Then when Odell got hurt, it seemed like Baker Mayfield's numbers took off because now it wasn't this, because you can have two effects. You can try not to get someone the ball because they pissing you off.
Right.
But you can also say, man, he's the dude. I'm trying to force it to him all the time. And by doing that, you're forcing it to him in double coverage, but yet you got a single covered receiver over here. And it's not like they got slouches on the opposite side. Jarvis Landry is no slouch. And Njoku's no slouch.
I'll take the game last year when they played my Cowboys. That was a perfect game. He got Odell the ball on screens, quick throws, downfield. So in some semblances, it does work, but it doesn't work every week. And that could frustrate a receiver, Now, with him acting out, I didn't see where he's acting out.
Me either.
He didn't act out. He probably was frustrated during the game. Maybe on the sideline they said something, but he was trying to temper himself. But, that dude's a talent, man. He has to have at least 5 to 8 targets a game. Now, with the running game that they have, the 2 running backs have been hurt, but, with the running game they have, man, that should be a wide open offense,
And I agree. I mean, the talent is there. I watch a lot of receiver videos, route running, things like that. And you watch his technique that he does on open space, or his, and I'm getting technical here, but his one-step release, two-step release, backstop release. When you watch those, his setup of his routes, the top of his routes, the dude's a technician when it comes to
exactly
him running routes is like playing Madden, like a joystick. He's nice like that.
Yeah.
But I believe that, obviously his time, his run short there in Cleveland. And you know what? He was on his best behavior while he was there, but he couldn't do anything else. We talking about Cleveland, like in the infamous words of Joakim Noah, who the hell want to go to vacation in Cleveland?
Yeah.
So this is a guy who enjoys social media. He enjoys the nightlife and the superstardom. He was on his good behavior in Cleveland until right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we still didn't hear anything from him publicly.
No.
It was from outsiders. Even LeBron James chimed in saying free Odell. And they're good friends. So
He had one catch for 6 yards last week.
yeah, I know.
And that's with Jarvis Landry not even healthy. So you would figure he's getting at least the majority of the targets for wideouts.
You would think. But here's the crazy thing, too. Njoku's not happy over there either, the tight end.
Yeah.
So there's something going on, and it could all be they're losing, too.
Mm-hmm.
They came in with these big expectations. Week 1, they played Kansas City down tooth and nail, should have won.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start losing, you're going to hear grumbling. That's the nature of losing. But
especially how they ended up last year. They went to the second round of the playoffs.
yeah.
So this year, we should be going to that next step.
Exactly. They were top 5 favorites to betting favorites to win the Super Bowl this season. So when you start losing, then all the wheels start falling off. But this way, if y'all remember back, Randy Moss had these same issues in different stops that he was at.
In Oakland.
He had it in Oakland. Had this big talent over there, and you had people like Rich Gannon over there. He wasn't satisfied. He was just getting shipped out. So I can see it. And receivers have this stigma about it. I mean, T.O. had it. Chad Ochocinco had it. Odell Beckham, of course. You have this stigma with these receivers. That's why they call them divas. I mean, Keyshawn Johnson was sat down the same way that OBJ has been sat down. He was sat down in Tampa.
Yeah.
And ended up being picked up by your Cowboys. So it's that you got to have a symmetry with your quarterback and receivers. Peyton Manning talked about it all the time. Me, Reggie Wayne, and Marvin Harrison would go out to the park and play. Tom Brady has it with everywhere he goes, whether there's Wes Welker or the boys down there in Tampa. Let's just go hang out at the park. Let's go hang out. Let's go do movie nights, family, different things like that.
And see, I just look at mine. When I played at Western, I played with the number 1 receiver in the conference, in the state, really, Joe Boxley. So I know he was going to be the first target whenever we called a pass play. So I still had to go play my role, block, do what I need to
ran
do.
The ball, so you had to block on the edges.
Yeah, I was kickoff and punt return, so I was trying to get my shine on that. But I knew he was going to be the main target. So, and I accepted that role. But I also accepted when it was time for me to catch the rock and do my thing, throw it and let me do my thing. And he was like that too, because we knew we weren't getting a whole bunch of targets. We ran the ball. Shoot, damn near 90% of the time.
We did too when I was at Cheyenne. It was the same exact way, and it was frustrating being a receiver.
Yeah.
So with that being said, now that he's been released, he hit the waiver wire on Monday, right? And I posted in the page the waiver wire order. Obviously, for you guys who may not know, it's not a matter. He's not in a position where he can pick where he wants to go. Not right now, at least. He has to go through the waiver wire protocol, which means that it's the reverse order, almost like the NFL draft. It's the teams with the worst record to the best record at the time right now. And what they do is it's almost like a lottery, right? So Detroit having the worst record, they put in and they put if they want to pick him up. And then every team blindly, it's not like how we do in fantasy draft or anything. You know whether or not somebody's picked them. Every team that wants to acquire Odell puts it in. They put it in his hat, so to speak, to the commissioner, and they've expressed their interest in acquiring him.
Yeah.
When they look at all the inquiries, whichever team has the lowest record gets him. So he has no control of where he goes. He can go to Detroit.
They also have to have the cap space.
They also have to have the cap space as well too, and they know that. Now, part of this release of Odell was them negotiating some of his guaranteed salary. So he had $15 million on his guaranteed salary. I haven't seen the numbers of what they're going to absorb. But either way, $15 million a year. We're halfway through the season, so it's.
Talking about there's going to be like $7.5 million.
Yeah, I heard it's like a buyout or something like that. Yeah,
that's correct. So right now he's owed $7.5 million, and Cleveland may have absorbed some of that as well, right? So let's say they took on $5 million of it. So that leaves $2.5 million left that the new team that he goes to will have to absorb. Now, at this time of the year, not a lot of teams have salary cap anyways. That's one. A team like Detroit, I can't see a team like Detroit bringing them on for what purpose? You haven't won a game this season. You're not going anywhere. So you got to think about the team that wants to bring him on, whether he's a headache or not. Is he going to elevate your team come playoffs? If you're a non-contender, you're not going to pick up Odell. So when I look at it,
you have to understand too. The agents are talking to these, or his agents talking to these teams. He won't play for you. He won't play for you. He won't play for you.
Good.
So
point.
they're not even going to pick him up because he's not going to come here.
That's a good point. So and he may be a 1-year rental anyway because you're not going to extend that contract if he's not happy. So if you have a subpar quarterbacking situation, why would he want to go there, right? And not be a malcontent. And if you're not a contender, why would you bring that headache on? And I'm saying headache, I don't feel he is, but he may be perceived that way. So that headache on if you're not a contender. So when I look at the list, the team that I see who has the biggest opportunity is the Seattle Seahawks at the number 9 slot because they are already a playoff team. They're a championship caliber team. Russell Wilson, although he's out with the thumb injury or finger injury, he'll be back soon. You match him on the other side of DK Metcalf. Now, as a 49er fan, I don't like saying these words, but that's where I see his landing spot. How about you, Bill?
That could be a landing spot for him, like you said, because of the draft order and because, like what Quan said, as far as agents talking to these teams, he's not playing here, so don't even do it. Don't even do it. If Seattle is the team that thinks that he could help them get over the top and get to the playoffs and, win again when Russell comes back, and then that'd be a great pickup. There's been a lot of teams, there's been a few, I ain't gonna say a lot of teams, but there's been a few teams who, been rumored in him, him coming to. Me personally, I think the Ravens will be a landing spot for him.
It will be perfect landing spot. They're just so far down.
Yeah.
But they will be perfect.
Yeah.
I've heard the Raiders here, our own hometown team. That would be a great landing spot.
Because of the Henry Ruggs situation.
And he's a better receiver than Henry Ruggs at that. So, but speaking of that, because this is our first full show since everything has cleared and the smoke is clear with the Henry Ruggs situation. We first want to give our condolences here from Let the Ball Bounce to the young lady and her family who tragically lost her life at the hands of the accident. I was really sick when I heard that. That Tuesday morning, I was with a client right there next to the practice facility. And he was like, "Did you hear that Henry Ruggs got in a car accident?" And I was like, "No, I didn't." He was like, "Yeah, but he's okay." And I was like, "Oh, cool, man. All right."
Yeah.
And they was like drinking and driving, but they didn't mention anything else about another car. When I got home later that evening and I saw all the details, and I think about right there, we're talking about Rainbow, Rainbow and Spring Mountain. Now my mom lives right off of Rainbow, right? And I know it's 3 a.m. in the morning, but we talking about Rainbow Boulevard going 156. I've never gone that fast in my life.
Never.
I know one day I took
and don't desire
ever, right? I took my son to the the speedway where you can get into a like a Ferrari or Lamborghini and then a professional driver, or you can drive it yourself. And when you're I let the professional driver drive my son. And I'm inside the waiting area, and it's an inboard camera, so you can see what they see. And you can see the speed they were going. And the fastest they got up to was like 123 on the speedway.
Yeah.
On the speedway. He was going 156 on Rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
And to hear the stories of the impact and the young lady burning to death,
Yeah.
and witnesses saying they can hear the screams and cries from her while she burned to death. I am a big fan of Henry Ruggs. Y'all know I follow the draft and I do my own wide receiver analysis, and I was watching this young kid and his backstory, and the irony is that his best friend died tragically in a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
And he's dedicated his life to that friend. And he's on the other end of this situation. My heart and Let the Ball Bounce's hearts go out to the young lady who
Yes.
tragically lost her
Yeah,
life.
the family. I know it's got to be tough for them. I also like what Derek Carr said. Derek Carr said that, you know, he said he felt like he could have done something better. You know, maybe I could have been a better team, and maybe he didn't know he could confide in me or depend on me, but, you know, he could. And maybe I never conveyed that to him, you know, especially like in a situation like he was in, you know, Tuesday morning. But also he said too that he needs support too. He needs support, even though he's in a bad way and, you know, a lot of people kicking him when he's down. He said, I'm gonna be there for him. Do whatever I can. And I think that's, you know, because at the end of the day, there's two sides, you know, the tragic side to what happened to, you know, the young lady. And, you know, that was just a horrible thing for her and her family to go through. Okay. But now you got to look at what, because he's going to pay for what he did for sure, you know, but just for somebody to be there for him, you know, even if it's just Derek Carr, you know, because he's a big believer in faith. He's a faith believer. So, you know, he's going on it as far as that side of it. And I think that's real big of him to do that, because a lot of players would be like, man, he messed up. That's on him. You know, I have nothing, you know, I don't really want to do nothing with him or, you know, support him. You know, he's nothing to me now, you know, and I think it's kind of harsh, you know.
You know, I do think that's harsh, but I also think that there's a time for that.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning for me, you know, I know Henry Ruggs as far as, you know, watching him and following him. I don't know the young lady at all.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen a picture of her.
Yeah.
I've only seen a name. However, to me, or at least for me and my feelings, it's time for the time is for consoling for her and her family.
Yeah.
We can get to Henry Ruggs later, because Henry Ruggs is still going to be here, right? So, you know, after some of the dust has settled a little bit and some of the feelings have surfaced over, at that point, then I can give more focus and attention to his well-being.
Mm-hmm.
What I didn't like, though, was people who were saying, oh, well, he should be out because this person or this athlete did this. And, you know, Bill, you know how you and I get when it comes to black and white relations in this world and the social aspects of it. And, you know, you and I both go hard when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So I saw a lot of people also saying, well, this white athlete had a lesser sentence or was out versus this one. To me, this situation isn't a black and white one for me.
No.
Because a life was lost. For me, that white athlete should have got the same type of punishment as well. And that they didn't, that's a travesty in itself.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that this black athlete should get a lighter sentence.
No.
I don't agree with that. Punishment should be due and handed out justly.
We know that the justice system doesn't fare well for minorities. You're going to get the book thrown at you, period. So that's my whole preach to anybody who goes through the court system. I mean, just don't go through the court system at all. Stay out of the courtroom. Right. Because you might say it's not fair. Well, what I did was the same thing somebody else did. No, it don't matter. These are totally separate situations, and you got different judges. Some judges have a lenient heart more. Some don't. Yeah. They're going to make you pay.
Yep. Hold that thought right there, Bill. We got a call on the line. Caller. State your name and where you're from.
Man, y'all know what it is. It's your man, Bruce Thomas, man, calling from Pittsburgh, PA. What's good with it, fellas?
You still got a thug tear in your eye, man.
It's gone now, Billy.
Okay.
You can stand down.
Okay.
It's gone now.
Okay.
It's gone now.
Because I don't know what a thug tear is. Can somebody tell me what a thug tear is?
I appreciate your concern, sir. I really, truly do.
Hey, Goose, we were saying, what would make you leave this beautiful 80-degree winter weather here in Vegas to go out to the cold East Coast of Pittsburgh?
Look, check this out, man. My brother-in-law has been a Steelers fan since the day I met him when I was 4 years old, and he had never been to a Pittsburgh Steelers home game. So, me being the little brother that I am, I said, man, we're going, because he's been to like 5 49er games with me. Okay. At home, in Frisco. And never once has he gotten a chance to see his team play at Heinz Field. So guess what?
That's
We're
cool.
here now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be careful, because Bane may show up there in Pittsburgh and blow the stadium up like he did in Batman. And so, you gotta be careful. So look out for anybody with the steel mask on, all right?
Yeah.
That's real, man. Unbelievable.
What's the weather like out there, bro?
It's a little chilly, man. It's a comfortable 55 degrees right now. Not too bad.
Yeah, ain't too bad.
Yeah. Ain't no snow on the ground or nothing like that, man. But we in Pittsburgh, bro. We already know how the weather can get.
Because you know what you know how they said when you go to someone else's state, a cold state, you got to get a coat from there. Yeah. You can't bring the coat from Vegas.
Right.
Yeah, you got to get a coat from Pittsburgh. Yeah, to handle Pittsburgh weather.
Yeah, if I brought one of mine, I got a V-neck jacket and some more stuff. I need to get something from there.
Yeah.
So
luckily it ain't too bad out here, man. So we all right.
Yeah.
So Goose, give us your sentiments. We were talking about the Henry Ruggs situation. Yeah, and I started off saying that, condolences from Let the Ball Bounce to that young lady's family. And with that being said, since you got the three of us here, or, y'all listeners out there, if y'all happen to know the family, if you can get in touch with one of us, we would like to provide something for the family out of respect from Let the Ball Bounce. But, how do you feel about the whole situation, Goose?
Yeah, the whole situation is just unfortunate, man. I mean, you have a kid, 22 years old, an ascending wide receiver in the National Football League, seeming to have it all, and one mistake, one misjudgment leads to not only the loss of his life as he knows it, but he also takes the life of someone permanently. And I mean, imagine being 22 years old and going through that mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like how
it's my son's age.
How does
mine
that,
too? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That takes a toll on you, from a mental aspect.
Now, Goose, you actually you spoke with them at the prison. Is that correct?
Yes. I did. I physically spoke to him. Pretty much just offer some words of encouragement, man. Just keep your head up, and he thanked me or whatever the case was, and him and his lawyer team seem to have things together, on the legal side of things. But I mean, like you said, Sharon, man, we cannot forget about this young lady that ultimately lost her life due to his mistake. So we can't forget that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I'll repeat that again. Everybody who's listening or going to listen to this or watching us on Facebook Live or on YouTube or any of the other links that we've shared out there, if you guys happen to know the family, let her know that Let the Ball Bounce. Their family is in our thoughts and prayers, and we would like to provide something for them for their tragic loss.
Yes,
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's just an unfortunate thing, man. But we gotta move on, man, and let the legal system handle it. But as sports fans, we naturally gravitate to it because it involves someone that we see on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
So
and my thing is, everybody's, you get a lot of people posting, the extra charges that he was going to get and this and that. Well, yeah. We know he's going to get those extra charges. That's, I mean,
I said that last week.
Yeah.
I said that the day it happened.
Yeah, it's like
we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, it's like, we know that he's going to get the extra charges on top of what he did. So
absolutely,
it's not a surprise. For one thing, it's not a surprise. And if you listen to the district attorney, Steve Wolfson, he's going to go after him hard.
Oh, absolutely.
He's going to go after him hard.
He's a pit bull when it comes to the legal system. Wolfson,
yeah.
Oh, absolutely. You already know.
Yeah.
You already know Wolfson, man. They originally asked for a $1 million bail. The DA did, and of course that was turned down, and it ended up being $150,000,
which was a surprise to me.
Well,
yeah,
it was a huge surprise.
Yeah.
But right now, Henry Ruggs is winning. If you like keeping score, I guess Henry Ruggs is winning just with the bail alone.
Yeah,
he's winning.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah.
And I'm not, I don't know how that plays out in the legal system or how much you actually fight that. And that's a mental thing too. Like if you are him, how are you feeling emotionally to where, what are you fighting? You know what I mean? Am I fighting that I did this or didn't do it, or whether I was beyond the legal limit? The weapon and all that
fight.
type of stuff.
He can't fight.
Right.
He can't fight. He can't fight. I mean, just my thing is just, to me, he needs to show a lot of remorse and accept what he did without any kind of excuses or anything like that.
That's where I was going, Bill. Yeah.
The excuses he cannot pile them on. He can't. There's nothing that he can say, excuse wise that could ease this. He just needs to accept the responsibility and keep it moving.
Yeah.
From his vantage point. Now, legally, his team takes care of everything legally, but he himself, from a moral standpoint, he needs to fully accept responsibility for this. There's no way he can get out of it. It is what it is. You were going 156 miles an hour in a 45 mile an hour zone. You got to be honest about this. 156 and a 45. There's, like, you can't even get around that.
With a stoplight every half mile.
Yeah.
You know how fast you come up on a half a mile at that speed?
Come on, man. We all born and raised here. We know, we've seen the growth of Las Vegas and how condensed it's become. Like you said, Sean, it's a stoplight. Literally, I think it's every quarter mile now.
It might be every quarter. Yeah.
It might be every quarter mile now. So there's no way you can go 156 miles an hour in a 45. You can't.
And I hope he has more compassion when he's in the court for that family. Show no compassion and nothing for you. I don't even want to talk about me or what's going on. Whatever I accept it.
Right.
My compassion is for the family that I pretty much caused all this chaos for. And if he has anything he can do, you know, that they would want him to do, you know, he should say, okay,
right, make that happen.
No problem.
That happen. And like I said before, you know, we have all done something to where we were like, oh man, I probably shouldn't have done that.
Mm-hmm.
And I, you know, when I said what I said on the page about, you know, getting behind the wheel, look, man, if you partake in any type of liquor consumption, you've done that before, whether it been on a small scale or a big scale where you know you shouldn't have been behind the wheel. But everybody that has consumed liquor, I don't care who you are, you have gotten behind the wheel of a vehicle. So for us to just pound this dude, nah, man. Nah, let's not pound him. It is what it is. I'm certain he's pounded himself already. He's driven himself into the dirt over this. We can talk about the situation, fine. But he's driven himself into the dirt over this. For sure. For certain.
That's my thing. The kicking and the pounding on.
Yeah.
At this time, I don't really think.
Yeah. Nah,
you know.
I'm not digging that.
I mean, but you know, that's what social media does.
Yeah,
that's what the society does.
And speaking of that, Goose, can you stick around for another segment?
Yeah, welcome.
So there's no real easy transition from that, but we're gonna make that hard turn, and let's talk about an individual that both Goose and Bill seem to have a riveting dissertation regarding.
All I ever said about him was the way he acted during the summertime was real.
Oh God.
So if y'all don't know, what you should, because I know you're tuning in every week. But we're talking about number 12 from the Green Bay Packers, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, and the supposed lie of him being immunized / vaccinated, and the play on words that he did earlier this year.
He was immunized. I know he was immunized going through school and all that stuff. So he was right.
We were all immunized. Look, check this out. Everybody that's from Vegas, y'all, listen up to this. Everybody that's from Vegas, right, that's listening, we all went to Zion Methodist school, right? We didn't know going to get them shots. I don't even think my mama knew what the hell was in them shots, man. But we was going to get them because we had to do it. We had to get them shots to go to Zion Methodist school. We had to do it. So don't tell me, don't all of a sudden say now, oh, I don't know what's in these shots. You didn't know then. Your mama didn't know. Your daddy didn't know. So don't. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Well, I have to disagree with you there. I have to disagree with you there. I think those immunizations. I think those immunizations that they were giving out during those times had been tested enough.
Yeah. Okay.
To give to people. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing.
And I'll rock with you.
But so okay. So is it the fact that he lied or insinuated?
Obscure? He was obscure with. He was obscure with his.
He was obtuse. With regard to the answer.
Yeah.
So which as far as people's anger, their ire toward Aaron Rodgers, is it because he lied? I'm using quote marks. Whether he lied or is that he's not vaccinated?
Yeah.
Is it because he lied?
It's lied / not vaccinated.
Yeah, exactly, Bill. Now us as I don't give a damn if he's vaccinated or not. I don't necessarily care one way or the other. But to lie about it, bro, like, come on, dog. Like, you had to know. You're Aaron Rodgers, bro. Like, they're going to find out about this. And you to lie about his whole face.
And the other part is they said he used to go through the facility knowing quotation that he wasn't vaccinated with no mask on. Knowing that masks, even at my job, in the building, you got to have your mask on. So you abide by that rule.
Right.
When you go outside, slip it down.
And see, that's my thing with them, because I don't, y'all know me, we've had the vaccination talk on here numerous times. We have it in our own private talks. I'm not one of those ones where if you're not vaccinated, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not one of those, I'm not one of those guys, right? What you do with your body is what you do with your body in your life, right? So for me, it's the fact that he tried to mislead the public into thinking that he was indeed vaccinated, so he can walk around the facility with no mask on. So he can do the press conferences with no mask on. That's
the big issue.
That's arrogance.
That's the big issue, and that's what I've been telling people ever since last summer, that this dude is a bona fide diva, privileged, because of his name is Aaron Rodgers.
And the thing about it, Bill, because you were saying that, and last week you like, he's just not a god, and it was funny. But now I see where you're coming from, because the angle you're coming from is he's talented on the field, but he feels that he's above everyone else, and his stature is on high compared to the rest of the team. That's at least now what I'm taking from what
He's done that with his family.
Yeah, yep.
That's on record. He's done that with his dad, his mom, his brother, and sister. Because he's Aaron Rodgers, and he's in the pros, and he's beloved in Green Bay.
Yeah. And that's the difference. When you walk around like I'm such and such, and you should pay homage to that. That's a different mentality. Now, I didn't pick that up.
And when people treat you that way, you got to add that into it as well.
Yeah.
When people blow your head up to be in that too? Oh yeah, I'm Aaron Rodgers. Oh, and they treat me like a god too. They treat me like a god too. Oh yeah.
It's a little different. Absolutely, man.
So
yeah, man. Aaron Rodgers in the nutshell, man. He was dead wrong. You had to know that the truth would be found out, especially about something like this. Come on, dog. You just can't do that, man. And I know some people think he should probably be, suspended and whatnot. If the league came back, if Roger Goodell came back and said, you know what, Aaron Rodgers, I think 3 games is sufficient enough for you to sit on the sideline and think about this, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad at him. There's been a lot of things I've questioned about Roger Goodell and his tenure as commissioner in the National Football League, but I wouldn't necessarily, I wouldn't debate him.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Bill just said something. Bill, you said at your job, you're required to wear a mask around the facilities.
Inside the city facilities, you have to be masked up.
And you abide by those rules, right?
Absolutely.
Bill, is it fair to say you're against the vaccine? Is that fair to say?
I'm not against the vaccine.
Or against you getting it?
I'm just not going to volunteer and go take it.
Right. And I'm not condemning you on that. I'm just making a point, right? So Aaron Rodgers feels along those same lines, right? But the difference is you're saying, look, these are the rules and protocols at my establishment, at my business. I have to wear my mask in these facilities for everyone. Aaron Rodgers was like, well, F that. And I don't need to do none of that. I don't care.
And we have employees. We have employees that think the mask protocol is stupid, and they walk through the building and don't have their mask on. Man, I'm like, well, I'm not going to be that way.
But therein lies the point, because Aaron Rodgers feels that way. That, look, I don't believe in this vaccine. And that's fine. You don't, and that's the thing I started saying about myself. Whether you're vaccinated or not, that's fine. That's you in your life, right? But these government standards say that if you're not, or if you are, you got to wear this face covering.
Or company mandates.
Right? But Aaron Rodgers, like, well, I thought, because according to what he said on the Pat McAfee show, he said that I think that those face covering mandates are stupid as well. And so, I don't think they did enough research on the mask and yada, yada, yada. So I'm not going to wear one because I think it's a dumb rule.
There you go. There you go.
Research on the mask.
There you go. Right there.
That's why he hasn't been wearing the mask around.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
he probably the one that got Devontae Adams sick.
Well,
it messed up my fantasy.
Well, the thing is, those quarterbacks and receivers spend a lot of time together, like we were saying. And so it could have been. It very well could have been. But I'm a fan of Aaron Rodgers. I wanted the Niners to draft Aaron Rodgers when he came out of college.
I drafted him on my fantasy football team, so I'm a fan too. Call it what it is. Call it what it is.
And the thing about it, to me, Aaron Rodgers' situation is different than, let's say, Kyrie Irving, right? And those
Absolutely
two names have been going back and forth. Now, my stance on Kyrie Irving is Kyrie Irving has a lot of those feelings. He walks around similar to what we said with Aaron Rodgers, right? But as far as I'm gonna work my way out of this city, and it's their fault, but it's not my fault, and I'm gonna do this. But in this particular situation, Kyrie Irving said, "Look, I don't believe in the vaccine. I don't want it for my body. I hate the rules that are in place."
He also said he wasn't against the vaccine.
Right. And I'm just
just
saying
for me. He's just for me.
For me, right?
Yeah.
And again, it's everybody individual choice. But he's also, from what it seems, is, look, I think that these rules are stupid, but I have to abide by these stupid rules, right? Now, of course, he's not playing right now because he can't, because of those rules. Aaron Rodgers tried to get around it by lying about it. See, to equate it the same, Kyrie Irving would have basically had to fake a
He called y'all the woke mob, too. He called y'all the woke mob, too, man.
Let me throw a couple numbers. How is it? What makes a person woke? They're woke about everything, right? I mean, Aaron, listen, you're doing too much, man. All right, and I'm a fan of yours. I'm a huge fan of yours. Draft day, when you want to be released or traded.
He said, "I'm tired of the woke mob trying to tell me what to do with my body."
And the thing is no one telling anyone what to do.
Oh, yes, they are.
Nah.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
I don't see that.
I had a dude at work tell me, "Bill, why you don't get the shot? You need to go get it." Bro.
Because I don't want to. Because I don't want to get the shot. You don't have to.
No. You do. But I
almost cussed him out, man.
Those
really
things
did.
I see work hand in hand, because I also see a vast majority of people saying, well, people who got vaccinated are dumb, or they're not unresearched, or they're sheep. That can apply to vaccinated or unvaccinated people, because y'all know me. Y'all know I'm very well researched on the vaccine before I decided to have it for me and my family. I had COVID at this time last year. Yeah, I'm very well researched on the vaccine itself, to the point where I spoke with the director of Centennial Hospital and the director of the Children's Lung Center of Sunrise Hospital about the vaccine, their thoughts about it. So I'm very well researched. However, my research doesn't mean that that's what's best for you, because we got different blood types. Maybe we have different diet and exercise habits, right? And
or none at all.
Or none at all, right? And that goes for all of us. So for me to tell you what you should do is wrong, and that should go for whoever's on either side of the fence.
That is the whole argument with the people that don't want to take the vaccine. That's the whole argument.
I see it both ways, though.
But then you have people like the dude I work with, other people that I've seen. You know, you're stupid if you don't take the vaccine because you could save lives and this and that. Well, we just seen a dude die that was double vaccinated.
And the thing about it is again, my point of it is.
So is it vaccine really saving your life?
So for me, my research and how it affects me is that the vaccine is I hate to use examples of stuff.
And they said he died of COVID. Although he had cancer, they said he died of COVID.
So the thing about it is, and I used this example before, and I don't even know if it hits home like that, but there was a young police officer, a young lady, I think it was in Tennessee, and Goose, you may know this. She was killed in the line of duty. She was hit with a bullet, a armor piercing bullet. Mm-hmm. She walked out that facility with body armor on. She still tragically died, right? Does that mean that we should say, you know what, just nobody ever wear bulletproof vests because this person died from a bullet, although wearing a bulletproof vest?
Right.
No, that would be.
But did the vest do anything to her? Because I got a boy in jail, not in jail, in the hospital right now because of the vaccine and effects of the vaccine. So there's effects the vaccine could have on different people. The bulletproof vest, you're not going to put that on and get sick because of the bulletproof vest.
And again, no example.
And that's the other part. People aren't really understanding that there are people are getting sick behind taking this shot.
And the media is not pushing
and they're
that
not pushing
side.
that
They're
side.
not letting you know that part.
Well, I think they are. I think they are, and maybe because I research more. Maybe that's why. However, I look at it this way, and to your point, no, the vest wasn't causing any physical or mental damage to that person, and every example is not going to align itself right? But when you do the numbers of the vaccine, and right now, as of October, the world population is what, 8 billion people? And there's been 3.7 billion people vaccinated. So less than half of the world's population has been vaccinated, right? Mm-hmm. We're talking about 3.7 billion people. Out of those, there's been 750 deaths from the vaccine.
Well, everybody doesn't die who catch it.
No. I'm saying of the vaccine, right? Mm-hmm. That's what's been reported thus far, about 700. But when you look at those numbers itself, all we got to do is as we're watching football, watch football tomorrow, and how many erectile dysfunction commercials we're gonna see. Every other commercial is ED, right? And we know people are out there popping them pills, right? They rap about popping pills, but there's more people. There's more people who die from that than the vaccine. There's more people who die from taking Tylenol than the vaccine. Yeah. But we still take Tylenol. What I'm saying is there's never going to be anything.
There's more people who die from Tylenol?
There's more people who've died this year from ingesting Tylenol than the vaccine.
Was it because they overdosed on the Tylenol?
It's just a matter of more people have died from that. So my point is there's nothing in this world that is foolproof. We know that we live in if you want to get spiritual, we live in a sinful world. Yeah. So
more people died of heart disease than COVID, and they're not pushing to eat healthy.
There you go.
So I think that's the people's problem is how hard they're pushing this, but you're not pushing stay healthy, eat better, shut down McDonald's, shut down fast food.
Well, the reason why you can't though, Quan, to be honest with you, is because the
government could speak up.
But what I'm saying is, and I'm not saying you're obese because you're not. You're in great shape. Oh. But in the midst of
today, bro.
In the midst of but if you're obese, you can't spread obesity to Bill than Bill spread obesity to me. That's why there's more talk about one versus the other. That's why that is, right? But what I'm saying is that the sheer numbers,
but it's still killing people. So the government should care about lives, right? Because the government cares about our lives. That's what people think. So if they really care about our lives, they should care in all aspects of our lives. But they're only caring about the one that they make billions of dollars off of.
I'm a disagree.
They're making a lot of money off these vaccines.
I'm a disagree with you with that as well too, because the reason why the vaccine protocol came out again is because the easy spread of it. One, Two, the hospitals were littered with people with COVID. The hospitals were never littered with people who have obesity. Okay, so that's why. Now, if we were, so all what I'm saying to everyone,
fast food will never be shut down. They're major corporate sponsors, so they'll never be shut down.
That's correct. Now, if we talked about cancer or something like that, that's a equal conversation there.
Right.
But all I'm saying, as far as the vaccine itself, I'm vaccinated. Bill's not, right? But my conversations with Bill are never, stay away from me, yucky. And his is never,
right,
man, you stupid. It's never that. And that's how, so we talking to the audience right now, right?
And I'm immunized, by the way.
Yeah, I'm immunized too.
So you Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So you Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
But,
okay, all right.
But listen, it's a personal choice for everyone. And some people have an immune system to where even if they got COVID, they maybe get the sniffles or something like that. Yeah, others, and I think I have a pretty decent immune system. I work out, I eat healthy. But when I got COVID a year ago, I almost didn't make it. I knew that I didn't want to go through that again. And so that's why I said it has to be a personal choice for everyone. But if you're,
for me, today is my 1 year anniversary of getting COVID. So and I had a cold for 2 weeks that felt like the regular cold I get every year. I had high fatigue. Like I was fatigued more than I ever had been before, but I didn't lose my breath. I didn't feel the need to go to the hospital at all. I had a little cough and little symptoms, but nothing affected me that much. So if I already got it and they say I have the antibodies now, why am I going to go out and get something? Because I don't drink. I've never done drugs in my life. I don't take a lot of medicine anyways. So to try to force me to get something when my body has always been healthy. I was in the hospital one time in my life because I got pneumonia, and I only went into the hospital because I took 3 weeks before I did anything about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, knowing how my body reacts to things and knowing that I haven't put a lot of substances in my body my whole life, that's why I am only immunized and not vaccinated.
Right.
And that probably was COVID back then when you caught the pneumonia.
Exactly.
And the thing is the way that it affected you then is shaped your mentality toward it today. Look, I got it and I'm good. Whereas I got it, I wasn't so good. I don't want to get that again.
And that's why it's a personal choice, like you said. Exactly. That's why I think that's the biggest problem is there's no respect on the personal choice on either side.
That's it.
Yep. And then Bill, I'm going to say it again, probably for the third time. When you're saying, look, my job said, these are my mandates at my job, meaning that I got to wear a mask and blah, blah, blah. This is my job. I want my job. My benefits, my paycheck come from this job. So I'm going to go through these particular protocols.
But the funny thing, like I said, we have employees that think the masks are stupid too, and they just don't wear them. And no one says anything to them. No one says anything to them. And I just don't want, I've always been like this, man. I don't want anybody saying nothing to me, so I'm going to go ahead and do what I need to do. If I'm in the building, I'll wear my mask. When I get outside the building, I'll take it off. I'll because I wear a sleeve, but I'll just, pull the sleeve down. Yeah. But when I go in the building, just in case one day a big boss or somebody's in there and saying, hey, we have the rules inside the building, and so I just don't want to go through that.
And that's a point very well taken. I think Goose, you have the same situation too, because your position is mandatory as well. So.
Absolutely, yeah. We definitely have to wear the mask for sure. Just with the line of work, that we do, we come in contact with people every single day that we don't know. What anybody has. We don't know any of that. So to avoid all nonsense, stay masked up, man.
Right.
Simple as that.
So
and speaking of mask, I left mine in the car.
I told somebody, one of y'all go and create an app to where if you leave your mask in your car, you can press the app and one just appears on your face. Can you do that? I'm not smart enough to come up with something like that.
Put the sleeve on, bro.
That'd be crazy.
Put the sleeve on, bro.
No, it's funny.
Put the sleeve on.
Bought two masks with me. Me and my brother-in-law walking this out of Fridays. I don't have either one. Yeah.
Yeah, so like
responsibility of
Bill
the
said,
partner.
get a matching sleeve, get one in different
Get the
accessories.
sleeve, man.
And it'll match your
I
shirt.
wear the sleeve.
Yeah.
I got a sleeve in my car.
Yeah,
so
I love the sleeve.
yeah. You just got to pull it up.
Yeah, I love
when
the
you
sleeve,
leave,
man.
pull it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So
I wear the sleeve real good, man. I love it.
So let's dive into some NBA talk real quick, and we got some NBA on right now, but let's dive into the NBA and specifically because on the phone and here in the studio it's always Laker Central because we got 3 Laker fans here. So I'm gonna ask this question to y'all: are y'all in trouble?
I don't think we're in trouble.
Oh man,
I just think that with LeBron, AD, and all these veterans that we picked up on the team,
You trade Russ.
nobody is we don't fear anybody, and you can see that
You mean people don't fear y'all?
the other teams in the NBA do not fear us, So, and you can see it when we play these young teams. They're coming back at the Lakers like, okay, AD, you're AD. Okay, you can get scored on too. LeBron, Russ. I mean, so I think it's just simple logic that we're not in trouble, but we're not going to be top seed in the West. We're going to be
I never expected that anyway. I never expected to be in the top seed in the West anyway. I look at it like you knew LeBron was going to take games off, which he has already. He's been out the last 3. Now with the the oblique strain that he has.
Yeah.
So you knew that was going to happen anyway. So I didn't expect to be, a top 2, 3. I expect to hover around 4 or 5. To be honest with you, that's just me being honest as a Laker fan.
So
I never.
What is it then? Then what is the is it y'all age? Is it the chemistry within the team, the coaching? What is the thing that look like you guys are struggling with some of these subpar teams?
Those are the things that is easy to say. My thing is you're playing the best players you have on the team. Get it done. And if you can't get it done, that means that other team must be better.
Well, let's go back to when LeBron went to Miami. Everybody remember that, right?
Yep.
Do y'all remember what they started out? What their record was when they started out? They were below 500.
They were below 500 their first season after like 30 games or so.
Yeah, they were below 500 through like 30 games, and ended up making it to the NBA Finals 4 straight times. So ask me again, am I worried about this Laker team? The answer is no.
But that Miami team stayed together. This Laker team is not going to stay together after this season because you have older dudes. The only ones that's going to be the mainstay there is AD and LeBron. It might be because you've changed the team 3 times ever since LeBron came there. You've changed the team 3 times. So my thing is that Miami, the Miami comparison, I don't really look at that because all those players stayed there for all 4 championships.
So is the team as constructed good enough to win a championship? Because you have a big 3. Because even if what in my opinion, with Westbrook being the 3rd best player on your team, his whole career he's been 1 or 2. Now he's a 3rd. Right. To me, when you look up at a championship caliber team and that's your 3rd best player, that spells good news if I'm a Laker fan, right? The challenge that I see, so my outside looking in, and I watch the Lakers quite a bit. 1, because of the show. 2, I like LeBron. I like Westbrook as well. I was always a fan of Westbrook. So I watch the Lakers a lot, and we here in Vegas, of course.
Yeah.
But when I see it, I don't see where your bigs fit in. I don't see where DeAndre Jordan fits in that starting lineup. And to me, he clogs the paint. To me, he is a dump truck sitting in the middle of the street, and Westbrook is a Ferrari riding down it, right? So clear him out. Get him out of there. Have shooters around these drivers. LeBron is a driver. We saw the game. Who did y'all beat? Was it Houston where he went off for like 10, 12 straight points driving to the bucket? But if you had a DeAndre Jordan right there, it's not the same.
No.
So you get him out of there and you have more shooters around. To me, y'all will be a better team. Maybe not as great defensively, but right now, you guys the chemistry just doesn't seem right.
No, the chemistry is not good. But early in the season, once they do find that right chemistry package, I think they'll string together some games, where they're looking good, probably 10, 12 games where they're looking good. It's going to take some time.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, these other teams aren't scared of the Lakers, man.
No.
They're not.
I don't see anybody in the West still able to beat y'all, regardless to what growing pains y'all are going through right now. And the one point that Goose said about the old Miami team, I'm a use that in this sense that they didn't, even after being 500 after 30 games, they still locked in. They were saying they kept the message was, we're still figuring each other out. Wait till we get to that finish line. You'll see us. We're still building. We're still tooling. See, y'all teams have been together. Y'all have been solidified for 2, 3, 4 years. We haven't. Wait till we catch up. So when I look at the West, I just don't see a team they're equal. The Clippers don't have Kawhi Leonard. The Jazz doesn't seem like they're too great in the postseason, and I really don't think Phoenix is as good as y'all.
Now that veteran point that we have, the veteran part that we have, I think that could do us well towards the middle to the end of the season. Start getting calls. Start playing better. You've played with each other for like 60, 70 games. So I think by mid-season, they'll be all right. I still don't expect them to be top 2 or 3
seed. I don't think so either. I think you'll lose too many games in the first half.
You with me about All-Star break, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not concerned at all. My level of concern is one.
Yep, I agree. Now Quan said, look out for Golden State, and I agree with that. This Golden State team looks like they're not quite the team of old. We know that, right? And obviously you don't have no KD. But if you think about Golden State prior to KD, I can see some semblance of that. Draymond is not as effective as he was back then, but Steph Curry is still a beast. He's still going to be in the MVP hunt. Jordan Poole looks good over there, and they're just waiting to get Klay Thompson. Wiseman's only going to get better as he gets older and more mature and stronger. So I see Golden State being a top contender in the West and a formidable foe to your Lakers squad.
Yeah, I'm just concerned about Klay Thompson and his lateral movement defensively. I'm not too sure about that. Him shooting the basketball, I'll never be concerned about Klay Thompson shooting the basketball. It's like riding a bike. But his lateral movement defensively, how effective will he be? And we talked about this last night on the page. The addition of Gary Payton II defensively is going to help Klay Thompson immensely because he's not going to have to guard virtually anybody. He's not going to have to do it.
Right.
Because you got Gary Payton II there, and he's going to get minutes because of his defensive prowess. He's going to get minutes.
Absolutely. I mean, we had him in Milwaukee, and we didn't give him the playing time that he needed. Now he's showing now that he's getting playing time, he can be a great asset coming off your bench. The homie Vincent Gelato said, can the Denver Nuggets just trade Michael Porter Jr. for Ben Simmons? So Gelato, would you really would like that trade? To me, that doesn't make sense because the Joker handles the ball a lot. Now you would have Ben Simmons and another non-shooter. Michael Porter Jr. is just going through his own struggles right now. But the numbers match up now that he got a new contract. But I don't like that trade for y'all.
Don't do that.
I
don't do it.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Because he's off to a slow start.
Yeah. Listen.
And he got all that money.
We talked about Aaron Rodgers earlier, right?
Yeah.
But in the infamous words of Aaron Rodgers, and this goes for my Bucks too, because we don't look good right now, right? But we're not tripping. In the words of Aaron Rodgers, Laker fans and Nuggets fans, relax. Relax. We're not even in December yet. We're not even a week into November. What you see of your team today is not what you're going to see come April, May, and June. Relax.
Yep.
That's why it's 82 games.
Exactly.
Panic daddies. The panic daddies have emerged.
Panic daddies. Hey, so Goose, while we got you here, why don't you tell us a little bit about your Braves winning it all and the parade you guys just had. First of all, for the audience, why don't you tell everybody how you became a Braves fan out of everything being here in Vegas?
Right. Well, in Vegas we had CBS, WGN, and there were two teams that played on those respective stations. You either saw the Braves or you saw the Cubs.
Yep.
And I gravitated toward the Atlanta Braves, because of course Greg Maddux being a Vegas guy, and the Atlanta Braves had a significant more amount of black players on their team than other teams did. The Otis Nixon, the Dave Justice, the Deion Sanders, the Ron Gantz, who is my favorite Brave of all time. A lot of people ask me why, because he was clutch. That's why he's my favorite Brave of all time, Ron Gantz. But
Gary Sheffield. Deion Sanders.
Gary Sheffield. I mean, just tons, you know what I'm saying? But I gravitated toward them because they were exciting to watch. They made baseball exciting, and that was my deal since 1991. I've been a fan of that team. So to get a championship, man, after 26 years of winning division titles and having nothing to show for it is a gigantic thing. Man. They said it was probably between the parade and Truist Park having 40,000 people in it when they got to the building. Said it was pretty close to 1 million people that showed up for that parade. So it's just exciting to see, man. Chipper Jones, all of the greats, man, that have won, Dale Murphy, Walt Weiss, and guys like that. Terry Pendleton, who won the NL MVP. I mean, there's so many greats, man, that dawn as uniform to get a chance to taste that victory, man. It's unbelievable stuff.
Well, congratulations to you. It's been a long time coming for y'all. So welcome to the club a little bit. Me watching my Bucks actually win this past summer. I know y'all get spoiled, being Laker fans and Bill being a Dodger fan. Yeah, exactly.
It took us 32 years though.
Oh, with the Dodgers? Yeah,
yes.
You're right.
So, we had our, even though we went to 3 World Series in a row, but it still took 32 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we finally got one.
It feel good when you finally get that one, right?
Yeah, no thug tears shed either. I was happy though.
I'm shedding my thug.
I was happy though.
Oh man,
I was running around the house. Yeah.
Yes, you were.
Yes,
you were, man. It's just a great feeling, man, because of the parity in baseball. Because it's just so difficult to attain that title. You go through a grueling 162 games, then you get to the playoffs, and you got a division series, you got the championship series, and then on to the World Series. Man, there's a lot of work that gets put into that, and to be able to hoist that World Series trophy, after it's all said and done, man, it's just a wild feeling. It truly is, man.
Well, another question that was presented to us too by Mickey Jr. He wanted to know.
Shout out Mickey Jr., man.
Yes, sir. Do you feel that LeBron will catch Karl Malone number 2 on the all-time scoring list this year?
So I got to look at the numbers a little closer. And see just how close LeBron is.
He's roughly 1,400 points behind.
I mean, it's possible.
Not missing a whole bunch of games.
You can't miss a whole bunch of games.
I say not missing a whole bunch of games. He won't.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't miss games, bro. And you know, he probably will. It may not be this season.
Yeah, I think that he's going to. Yeah, I believe he's going to play this year and next year anyways.
Yeah.
So he'll get to the 20-year mark, much like Kobe did. Karl Malone, I did think 21. Kareem did 20. So I think he's going to eclipse all those numbers. This year might be tough though. 1,400 points. You know, you're talking about averaging 20 points per game over 70 games. He's not going to play 70 games. I don't believe. There's going to be rest days and such. He's already missed his third or fourth. Yeah. So if he makes it 60 games, for an example, now you're talking about, well, he's on his average 25 points per game, right? Which I actually don't think he's going to average 25 this year either. Not with the scoring point guard on the team as well. So, you know, I believe it will be next year sometime, Mickey Jr., to answer your question.
Yeah.
I believe it'll be next year at some point in his 20th year.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
So what I want to do next is before we get out of here, let's talk a little bit about some of the fights that we got going on tonight. If y'all didn't know, our boy Quan is a fight expert, especially of the MMA variety. He interviews some of the tops in the sport, including Dana White as well. So while he's fixated on the fights right now on the TV screen, but we got some good fight coming on, and we have boxing tonight too. And of course, you know, yours truly, Goose, is a big head when it comes to boxing. So, how do you see the fights tonight, Goose?
Caleb Plant, Canelo Alvarez tonight is going to be a lot better than people, I think, are giving it credit for. The betting favorite, obviously, was Canelo Alvarez. I think at minus 1,000 to win. So that means he's overwhelming. I think personally, man, it's going to be a little bit better fight than people give it credit for. I still believe Canelo will win the fight, but I think the reason why the betting is the way it is, the line is the way it is people don't really know who Caleb Plant is.
Right.
A lot of people don't even know who Caleb Plant is. Nashville, Tennessee dude, sold out Bridgestone Arena every time he fought there, but a lot of people just don't know who he is. A casual fan definitely doesn't know who he is, but everybody knows who Canelo Alvarez is because he's become a global sensation ever since he fought Floyd Mayweather.
Hey, man, you got the Staple Singers playing in the background, man. What's going on over
We
there?
got to talk about the Lakers, and he thought he'd go put a quarter in the jukebox for the Staple Singers.
Yeah, check this out. Me and my brother-in-law, we sitting at Fridays, man, here in Pittsburgh, man, and enjoying some drinks, man, and some food, man, and the Staple Singers come over the radio, man, and speak the thing. Man, I know what place.
And I'll take you there. So
famous bass line. Doop, 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 doop,
Yes,
doop, 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 doop. Yeah, famous bass line. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I really think it's going to be a much better fight than people are giving it credit for. Caleb Plant is a tremendous talent that has earned his title shot. He earned this title shot against Canelo Alvarez, being the best, middleweight, super middleweight in boxing right now. He's earned this title shot. But I still see Canelo Alvarez beating Caleb Plant. I'm not going to say stoppage. I'm not going to do that. But I think it will be a wide margin. How about that? I'll say it will win by a wide margin.
So unanimous decision, possible stop. Okay. I like everybody tune.
I'm not going to go there.
Everybody tune in to that. Quan, you want to lend anything?
What was he talking about?
Well, we were just talking about the Canelo and Caleb Plant fight.
I got Caleb Plant winning.
Really?
Surprising Canelo. Yes.
Decision?
Interesting.
You can see him stopping him?
Yeah. I think Caleb Plant is going to surprise some people tonight and make a name for himself in boxing.
I absolutely love Caleb Plant, man. I really do. I love that dude, man. I love him. If you follow him on Instagram, man, he's easy to like. Caleb Plant is an easy dude to like, bro.
It's going to be a tough fight for Canelo. He hasn't had a lot of tough fights recently.
Right.
A lot of names anyways. But I think it's going to be a tough fight. So we'll see. I like Plant a lot. So I need to see right now if my boy wins. You were talking about the Bucks earlier. Odell Osborne, who's fighting this prelim fight, early prelim. He's from Wisconsin. He just moved to Vegas after his last fight, but he was at the parade and everything for the Bucks out there. But there you go. Yeah, he won 2 rounds to 1. But yeah, tonight in UFC, I mean, we have the much anticipated rematch, Kobe Covington versus Kamaru Usman. I got Usman knocking him out in the 2nd or 3rd round. I think he's a much better fighter than he was the first time around. Kobe, I think, has only fought 1 time, and that was against Woodley, who Woodley has not won a fight ever since he dropped the single, "I'll beat your ass." He never won a fight after he dropped that single. So that wasn't, a huge test for Kobe Covington. But Usman is going to put his name as one of the best UFC fighters ever after this win tonight. It's going to be a great fight. I mean, there's, the boxing card and the UFC card. It's going to be a great night for fighting. So.
Yeah. There y'all
Get your snacks.
There you have it right there. 2 of the best in the business when it comes to analyzing, dissecting, and giving you both boxing and MMA breakdowns right here. The one and only Goose Thomas and Quan 5'9". So, Bill, let's get into these NFL picks. Now, we talked about the big NFL news already, but let's get into some of these picks for this week.
Yeah. I think we got
Goose, you ready for this?
Let's do it.
I think we got a pretty good, nice little slate. First game on the docket, we have the Cowboys at home against the Broncos. You know who I go with?
Yeah, I'm going with the Cowboys too. Dak Prescott said he is starting.
Yes, he's ready to go.
So, yes.
Next game on the docket, we have the Bengals at home against the Browns.
So, again, we talked about Odell. This means
Cincinnati.
Yep. But I still like the Bengals, though. I mean, there's something hot about them. I do think the Browns going to come out and try to prove that they're a better team without OBJ. But give me the Bengals. They had a ugly loss last week against the lowly
Jets. They have no
Jets.
problem getting their number 1 receiver the ball.
They got 3 good receivers over there, and they just rotate them.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Goose, who you got?
Oh, give me the Bengals, man.
All right.
Let me Cincinnati.
Good.
We have the Dolphins at home against the Texans.
A battle of teams that's been talking about trading with each other forever and won't pull the trigger. Still, yeah, they do. The Texans stink. Give me the Dolphins.
Give me the Texans on the road. I think Tyrod Taylor is supposed to be starting this week too.
I believe so.
Yeah,
I believe so.
So
I can see that. I'm still going with the Dolphins.
Yeah. Next game on the docket, we have the Saints at home against the Falcons. Trevor Siemian
and Taysom Hill is returning.
Mm-hmm.
The Falcons just look ugly to me, though, even though they winning. With that being said, I'm going with the Falcons.
I'm going with the Saints at home.
Yeah, I feel I'm the lone wolf, and I think I'm gonna regret that one.
Next game on the docket, we have the Giants at home against the Raiders.
Raiders.
The Raiders, they on the roll too.
They are, but no Ruggs, no deep threat. Give me the G-Men at home. They played Kansas City tough. Give me the G-Men at home.
Okay.
The Fighting Joe Judges.
Yeah.
think they get Waller back this week too. I think.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Next game, we have the Panthers at home against the Patriots. Give me the Patriots.
Yeah, give me the Patriots. You taking the Pats as well? Yeah. Clean sweep on that one.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Yeah.
no, I didn't.
Oh.
I didn't. I took the Panthers, bro.
Oh, you took
Okay.
Panther. Oh,
Panthers at home.
I heard you
Okay.
say a word with a P in it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at my actual what I submitted. And I picked the Panthers. I'm gonna stay with my pick.
Okay.
all right.
Jaguars at home against the Bills.
Any team against the Jaguars is who I'm taking.
Bills. Yeah. Next game, we have the Ravens at home against the Vikings.
The battle of the purple, right? So we're going with the Ravens. Mm-hmm.
Ravens off the bye. They're fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next game, we have the Eagles at home against the Chargers. I'm going to take the Eagles. Chargers, man, they're pretenders to me.
They just haven't looked good, right? But
I'm gonna pick the Chargers one more time.
Yeah, I'm
gonna pick
saying
them one more time.
same here. I'm a believer in Herbert. In Herbert, give me the Chargers.
It pains me to say that because, you know, I am an NFC East. I hate all them teams except my team.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But I'm going to take the Eagles at home. They're at home, too.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
The next game, we have the Chiefs at home against the fighting Jordan Loves. The fighting Jordan Loves.
Look, Jordan Love getting his very first start ever. He's been sitting the bench for a year and a half, right? Understandably. We'll get to see if he actually got game or not. And Pat Mahomes, they can't get right, boss. They offense can't get right. With that being said, I see Kansas City serving it up.
You know what? I'm going to go with the Packers. I want Jordan Love to get his first win. I'm going to go with the Packers.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah. Next game on the docket, we have the 49ers at home against the Cardinals. I'll let you 49ers fans go.
Since I'm commentating the game, I'm not making a pick. You know. Okay.
At home?
Oh, and Kittles is coming back.
Kittle's back?
So here's the thing about
Kittle's
it.
back?
Everybody's back for the 49ers, and everybody's gone for Arizona. Kyler Murray is a game-time decision, and it's an ankle, so he can't really get out the pocket like that. And we bottled him up last game. And no J.J. Watt, who was disruptive. So,
And we've been waiting for a breakout game from Jimmy G for 3 years. I think this is it.
For 3 years, we've been waiting for Jimmy G to do something.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the 49ers as well.
We're
At
taking
home.
49ers at home.
Yep, Niners at home.
We're going with the next game on the docket. We have the Rams at home against the fighting Adrian Petersons.
He bypassed Julio, A.J. Brown, and
Adrian Peterson, man. AP.
Oh, man.
It's the Rams. It's the Rams, bro. It's the Rams.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, I got to take the Rams.
They got Von Miller now.
Yeah.
It's the Rams.
Yeah.
But it's so good.
And the Monday night game, we have the Steelers at home against the Bears. The game you guys will be going to.
Look, man, I'm sitting here with my brother-in-law, man. We enjoying some good Philly cheesesteak egg rolls.
Are those good, man?
Fan.
At TGI
Oh,
Friday?
We hear
They're
you.
so good.
We hear you talking while you eating.
You can hear the morsels in his mouth.
I am. Bro.
You know when you literally get those like little caramel chews?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's
Look, man,
eating and talking.
I like the Steelers on Monday, bro. I like them.
Yeah, give me the Steelers.
I like the Steelers at home on Monday. I do.
Yeah, give me the Steelers.
It's the Steelers, man. I mean, it's the Steelers. And it's going to be their defense because the defense is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Monday night under the lights, I mean,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's the Steelers.
Yeah. So I mean, you know,
Watt, man.
that's the full slate for tomorrow. Get your snacks for tonight.
Mm-hmm. Before we close out the show, question: you seen have you seen the movie Harder They Fall?
Mm-mm.
New movie came out with.
I've heard big things. I've heard big things about it.
It is an amazing movie with Regina King,
what I heard.
Idris Elba.
That's what I heard.
And what they did is they took they took legends of black legends, historical legends from the Western time that we never talk about in our history book.
Yeah.
We know about Billy the Kid, Jesse James, and all them. So now we're talking about Stagecoach Mary, Rufus Black, Nat Love, Treacherous Trudy. Now they in the movie, the way the movie is, because I've seen some people not be happy
Treacherous Trudy.
Treacherous Trudy. The women in the movie are ridiculous. On some Kill Bill type stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what's nice about it is it's depicting characters that look like us that existed back at that time that we've never been taught about, all in one setting. So it's an amazing movie. I liked it. I'm gonna watch it again. So yeah, you should check that out.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check it out.
And then lastly, Bill, you and I talked about this. Have you guys seen the Kaepernick in black and white
it the first day it
documentary?
came out.
Yeah. I saw the first episode, and I felt myself about to fall asleep, so I put it on hold. But that first episode was pretty damn good, man. So I will be partaking.
You had a lot of
in
people.
the rest of that series.
You had a lot of people mad at him, referring to the NFL as a
like a slave,
Go ahead and say
a slave trade type of deal.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
listen, I will say this. Here's my little 6-year-old daughter. I sat her down last night to watch. I think it's episode 4 or 5. And after it went off, she was like, this morning, she was like, Daddy, can we watch that again? And that particular episode, without really spoiling it, what he breaks down is stereotypes within our society, whether it be the way a quarterback looks, whether it's about our skin tone, our hair, our color, our mannerisms, and the way that we talk, and how society has programmed you to think, and how to think that this is something less than. But then the thing about it too, he dives into his own character. The actor that plays the teenage version of him, he has the same accent and everything, but he talks about his own shortcomings in it. He shows the love that he had in his family and why he was. It all talks about how he came to the point of kneeling. Now, it doesn't talk about his pro career, but it talks about the things that he went through in life to shape his mind to want to take this route. And then that final episode, when he does his letter to Colin, the letter to his younger version of him, listen, I haven't seen anything as powerful as that in a long time.
Yeah.
Long time. So, make net. They say Netflix and chill. There's a lot of good stuff on Netflix right now.
Man, there's so much good stuff on Netflix. Sometimes I just go through and just find a lot of, because I'm really into the documentary side. So I go through and find a lot of documentaries and watch them. And it's like some good stuff.
Yep. So to the owners of Netflix, thank you for plugging you.
Yeah.
And we look for that check soon.
Yeah.
But listen, that's what we had. That's all.
Not silencing Dave Chappelle. Thank you for not silencing Dave Chappelle.
Absolutely, because a lot of stuff that he said in that is coming to fruition, right? Absolutely. So that's what we have for you folks. I hope y'all enjoyed it. We didn't have the pretty faces of Goose and Dre here, but I hope that you was able to stomach me and Bill holding it down for y'all.
I hope so.
Until next time when we have the full cast here. I want to thank.
Excellent job, man.
Absolutely. So, Goose, I want to thank you for chiming in way across country. Your loyalty and dedication to the show. Quan behind the sticks. My partner here, Mr. Controversy, Bill Logan.
Yes, sir.
And I'm
Bill,
your boy
welcome.
Sherm in the building. We out.
Excellent.